Hi, Year 11 Child Studies. In this clip, I'm going to talk to you about your first assignment and what is included in the all-inclusive document and how to use it, just in case you were away, missed the explanation, or need to recap. Before you do watch, just make sure that you have previously, either in class or at home, gone over the PowerPoint, which has all the background information that you would need before starting this assignment. So if you've already looked at that, then keep watching. So currently open, I have the all-inclusive recycled books and props assignment, which you can get from the workspace, and it has all of the main things that you need for the key parts of the assignment. I'm going to run through that with you now. On the cover page, here we have it, Year 11 Child Studies, first assignment, and we're calling it Bringing Books to Life. So as you would know from the PowerPoint, our focus is really about bringing books to life through using or adding costumes and props to further engage kids with books and get them excited about reading with their parents, and also with a focus of recycling, so that we are using recycled products in what we make as well. So creating recycled props and costumes that help to engage young children with books. Some lovely pictures. The area of study that we are focusing on is the nature of childhood, socialisation and the development of children, and I'm sure you can see already how that strongly links. Books and developing an imagination and creative play is always an important part of childhood. Socialisation, so reading with parents or carers or older siblings, and the development of children, so books are highly important for language development in kids. On the second page, it tells us exactly what you need to submit with your final assignment. So first of all, a cover page. Now all of these sections do come in the pages below, so you will see them shortly, but a cover page needs to be included with your name and an image of your final product, or a couple of images, so that if they do ever get sent off to SACE, all of your assignments look the same, nice and clean and fresh, and also so the SACE marker can see very clearly your final products, your amazing practical. Secondly, an action plan. Don't panic if you've never heard of one of these before. There is a separate clip that will run you through exactly how to write that. It's all about documenting your thinking behind or before you go ahead and actually make something. Now to the important practical activity. So the task itself, here is the actual information about what you're going to be making. So the criteria is individually create 2 props or costume items that will help to engage a 2 to 4-year-old with your chosen book. So you're going to get a lucky dip book and create 2 items that link and match with that book and enhance the reading experience for the child. The items need to be made from at least 50% recycled materials, okay, and they also need to be safe and durable. So not just a crappy thing slapped together, but something that it can be used multiple times. Recycled materials, if you're panicking about that, can be anything from recycled plastic milk jugs and bottles to recycled cardboard, clothing from op shops, etc. You have 3 weeks to plan and create the 2 items. So I'm not expecting masterpieces, but I'm also not expecting super simple items that take a lesson to make. So you need to consider your time frame. There are some really good hints and clues here about what to consider when you are making or choosing your items. So basically age appropriateness, that it's suitable for a 2 to 4-year-old. Secondly, that it strongly links with your book and is going to enhance the reading experience for the child. Time management, like I said, so that it fits the 3 weeks. You're not going to be bored during the last week because you've finished, but you're also not going to be up for hours and hours at night, every single night of the week trying to finish a crazy project that you've taken on. Something that fits the time with school, class hours, and also homework. Making sure that the resources required are available either at school or that you can source yourself for a low expense, and that 50% or more can be recycled items. And of course, safety and durability. So in the short term that the item is safe, but durability means that in the long term, when it's used a few times, it's going to maintain its safety and not cause any hazards. Throughout the practical, I'm looking for you to demonstrate your safe management practices in class, but then obviously the final items as well. And secondly, your knowledge of either practical craft and or sewing skills. So you don't have to sew, but if you love sewing, great, go ahead and do 2 sewing items. If you really dislike sewing and you're not confident and you're better with craft, then you can do 2 creative craft type items. Making sure that you take photographic evidence along the way, whether you're working on something in class or at home. That will be important for something that we call the evidence sheet, which is up here next. So evaluation and evidence sheet come after. So this is reflecting on your items when you have finished making them. So you need to reflect on your performance, the decisions you made, as well as processes and outcomes, and any suggestions for improvement. Once again, there is a particular setup for this, and it comes below in the document, and there's a separate clip for how to exactly write that. The evidence sheet is basically pictures and dot points about what you did along the way, so that someone who hasn't witnessed you making this can basically see some of the key processes and skills that you've had to use to make these items. So we know you haven't just gone to the shop and bought it or asked your dad or your auntie to make this for you. Okay, just running through what other things we have in this document. The performance standards, so the rubric here, and the specific design criteria that I'm assessing you on. For each, the problem solving links with your action plan. This is your practical application, so your 2 items. And then lastly, the reflection is the evaluation and the evidence sheet. Cover page, I mentioned that before, so you always want to have this here. Oh, I've spotted an error that needs to get changed. It is not a gift box anymore, that's the old assignment. So it should say bringing books to life. Sorry about that. Let's just center that. Okay. Here I will put in your grades and your overall grade, so you can clearly see that on the front of your assignment once it's marked. And here is where I would like you to add a photo of your final products, or a couple of photos, whichever you prefer. Action plan, the layout, so there is a specific structure, and on your version of this there will be a URL address for a instructional clip of how to actually fill this in. I just haven't made the clip yet, so the URL is not there on my version. Skipping down, we then have what I'm looking for in the practical, so the actual rubric, all of the different key criteria. So as you're making, you can have a look through these and say, am I meeting these? Am I capable of reaching an A for each of these standards, if that's what you're aiming for? Evidence sheet, again, this is a specific structure, and you will find under the evidence sheet and evaluation on your version, there will be another instructional video link for you. Like I said before, I haven't made these ones yet, they're to come next. And that is the end of the document. So hopefully that gives you an understanding of what's involved and what is included in this document here. If you have any more questions, please ask your classmates, send me an email, or ask me in class. Cool.